Well, welcome to the Clark the Shark destruction, baby. It's not mere talk radio. Right here at the Clark the Shark show, what we do is rock and roll demolition, baby. And today, I'm about to simply demolish all of you with my review of Utopia, Todd Rundgren's Utopia, the debut album. Where do I even start here, you guys? When I listen to this thing, I can see like where the Tubes and many other bands got their ideas. Maybe from this and or Captain Beefheart or Frank Zappa. I hear a little bit of the Who, I just hear a mishmash of everything here. Now, you know me, Clark the Shark out there. I love me some progressive rock. And Rundgren, of course, was in the Nas, one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm talking, you guys, the Nas is one of the greatest rock bands ever in history. I'm not exaggerating. And when Todd Rundgren goes solo, he gets all mellow, and I like the songs, don't get me wrong, the kitschy 1970s little piano, adult contempo, easy listening tracks. I love them. But when Rundgren starts rocking hard, it's almost like there's nobody better in the game, you guys. I'm serious, baby, right here on the fabulous Clark the Shark show on WABC Radio New York, coming to you today, March 13 or 14, 2024. All my bills falling behind now as I live wherever I can. In hotels, motels, couches. I'm an Uber driver, you guys. That's like my education level. I used to be a swimming pool cleaner for many years until the guy got rid of me and hired immigrants, like so many people do around California. And that's okay, you guys. Immigrants need work too. I don't mind if they're real citizens, but if they're illegal aliens and they work and pay bills in California while Clark the Shark just keeps getting older, turning 59 on April 27 next month, you guys. I'm being replaced. I know that CNN and the liberals think it sounds racist, but it's true. And so too are many of you out there right here on the Clark the Shark show. And if you ask me, I think the people coming here are actually being kind of prejudiced and maybe racist, and at the very least or most, they're being mean to Americans when they take our jobs, devalue the wages, live 8 people in one apartment, and raise your rent. And what they're doing is they're forcing a lot of white people into the streets to live in tents, and black people too. And even now, some of your Hispanic friends are being forced out of their apartments because they don't want to live with 8 people. Right here on the Clark the Shark show. But I'm not talking about homelessness and replacement workers or any of that. I want to talk about Todd Rundgren and Utopia. And for some reason, whenever I talk about Rundgren or any projects he's related to, I get all angry and I start talking about politics. And I think it's because Rundgren was so intelligent himself, kind of like Frank Zappa or Pete Townsend. I don't know, you guys. I just love his music, even when it gets mellow or kind of shitty. I always find myself listening to anything involving Todd Rundgren, but when it involves Utopia, I seem to listen even harder right here on the fabulous, incredulous Clark the Shark Show, number one in the solar system: Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, of course, Earth, Pluto, Neptune, but certainly, you guys, on Uranus, the Clark the Shark Show. It's bigger than Howard Douchebag or the ghost of Hush Bimbo or Hannity or Gutfeld or, come on, you guys. It's not bigger than Mario Lopez or Dr. Demento. I admit it. Those guys have a certain edge on me. Clark the Shark. They've got a better delivery, maybe even more comedic chops. I don't know. But I know more about Todd Rundgren, and I know much more about Utopia than most people, you guys. And when I'm doing a review of music, me, Clark the Shark, the world's most watched musician online, baby, people are listening. They fucking care about what I think and about what I say here. The Wolfman Jack on crack from the golden EIB Sharkerphone, baby. It's not a microphone, it's a sharkerphone, because it describes and it entails the sharkulation. It's not a simulation, you guys. It's this thing that we're all in that's controlled by a form of AI, but it's AI from another planet. It's not from Earth, it's from Uranus. And baby, we're all in it, sadly. It's kind of like heaven, it's kind of like hell, but all I really know is that Clark the Shark controls it all. And every one of you out there are just a figment of my imagination, and I'm just torturing myself. Or sometimes loving myself and just delighting in my own ego here on the Clark the Shark Show. But whatever I do, all of you are involved, and you can't get out of this. Every day of your life, you're just stuck. I mean, some of you think you're getting smart and there's a way out, and you, like, one way or another, you try to escape with drugs, or you go have fun at Disneyland, or you even, I don't know, try to commit suicide. But it's just like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. You can't get away from me, Clark the Shark, and you can't get away from Todd Rundgren. Utopia, the debut album, 1974, recorded in 1973, you guys. And progressive rock, hard rock, kick-ass guitar rock, maybe back at the time of this album's release, there were some people in shock, because Rundgren is so mellow. But you guys got to remember that the Nas were a fucking kick-ass rock and roll band. And they had amazing songs that were textured and very involved with themselves, kind of like me, Clark the Shark. I get very deep into my own ego and psyche. And once I start talking about me, I can't fucking stop, because it's the most interesting subject to me, Clark the Shark, the world's most interesting man. That's why you guys all watch my music at Blogger, Vimeo, and you Google me, because you love me. I don't think you love yourselves. You actually hate yourselves. And when you're in a mood for love, you come to me, Clark the Shark. And you get it, baby. It's like eating a banana. It's loaded with potassium and vitamin K. Dude, you guys, I don't know if bananas have vitamin K, but I know that Clark the Shark does. And when I'm talking about Utopia, the vitamins in my brain and the coffee, it's just circulating out of control. Because I love Rundgren more than life itself. every album, every solo album, everything with the Nas, everything with Utopia, and everything he produces like the Tubes. It's always fucking amazing right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Let's just break into this. I don't care what the stars say. All Music only gave it a 2 out of 5, and that's wrong because this is fucking incredible music. Track listing side 1, Utopia Live. You know, if you like the Tubes, who came later after this, you guys, Fee Waybill, all that, you know, Spooner, you're going to love this. You will. Freak Parade, track 2. Very long, involved songs. A little bit like Frank Zappa. Definitely, you guys, but maybe better. Definitely better. Come on, you guys. It's Todd Rundgren. Of course, Freedom Fighters at 401 by Rundgren maybe tries to be like the hit song on this album, but fails in a brilliant way. I love side 1 of this. It's constant musical time signatures, plural, progressive rock, like Frank Zappa, like the Tubes, maybe like Kansas or something, or Yes, or ELP, or the Who Quadrophenia. It's just loaded with fucking endless ideas. You just have to hear it, you guys. I can't really put my finger on this amazing album, but it is even more incredible than I could ever describe. Now, you might think side 1, these songs are too long. They're too drawn out. They're just too involved in themselves, like Rundgren always is. Even when he's writing a hit song that's short, you get kind of pissed off and you're like, this fucking guy is so into himself. He reminds me of Clark the Shark. And I don't like fucking people like that. But believe me, you guys, you're going to fucking love this debut album. It's got just so many keyboards. There must be 3 or 4 keyboardists in this band. But of course, there's guitar, technical drumming. You know, it's really not as technical as Ainsley Dunbar from Zappa or, you know, shit like that, you guys. But it's fucking technical, believe me. Side 2, The Icon, takes up the whole side. Klingman, Rundgren. Shuckett, Siegler, 3022. It's fucking amazing. There's a lot of critics that hate it, and they hate the other long songs on this album. But me, Clark the Shark, I drink a bunch of coffee, and I listen, and I want you to listen also, and I really think that you should. You gotta hear this album. Todd Rundgren's Utopia, 1974. Some of it's recorded live at the Fox Theater, 1973, Atlanta, Georgia. But what a fucking album it is. I hate it when they call a project, you know, like Joe Blow's Discount, or I just want to call this Utopia. It's not Rundgren solo because it's got all these important people in it. This is an important album in history, but his other albums, you guys, as he goes, I shouldn't say his, I should say they, Utopia. They get even more important and more incredible. Mark Moogie Klingman keyboards. It seems like the Tubes loved this album so much that they had to copy it and, you know, emulate it. You know, by having multiple keyboardists. Ralph Shuckett keyboards. There's just so many people in the band. Jean-Yves Labat. Keyboard synthesizer, you guys. Come on, John Siegler, of course, bass. And cello, like Zappa. You got to have some cello, baby. Kevin Elman, great drummer. He's no Ainsley Dunbar, you guys, but he's fucking amazing. He's kind of like a little better and more technical than like Keith Moon or something. He's not as good as Bobby Caldwell or Carl Palmer. No way, but he's fucking amazing. He's really good. He's about like me, Clark the Shark on drums. We'll leave it at that, you guys. Let's not argue or debate this. But Todd Rundgren is involved here with the vocals, of course, the fucking amazing electric guitar, and this album, which is so much like Frank Zappa, but better. You guys, it is. It takes Zappa to a new level. And it mixes in The Who and Yes and ELP and all things prog, you guys. I even hear like Gentle Giant and Eloy. I do, you guys. I'm not kidding. And I think like Rush, Geddy Lee and Neil Peart, they heard this album and they were like, we want to fucking rock like that. Like Utopia. Todd Rundgren's fucking Utopia, baby. What an album. Melodic, atmospheric, textured, creative. Origination, you guys. You might not agree. You might say, Clark the Shark, I've heard this all before. Waka Jawaka by Zappa does better. 200 Motels by Zappa is better. You guys, I would disagree. This is nothing like those. It's Todd Rundgren, you guys. He's melodic. And he is so in the middle of this textured, melodic, atmospheric, beautiful, lovely music. It's more than prog. It's incredible listening music. And if you're a young person today in 2024, I really want and I need you to buy this album. If you're only 18 years old and you were born long after 9/11, that day when Mohammed Atta and those other Al-Qaeda terrorists blew up our World Trade Center Twin Towers in New York, right here on WABC New York Radio, Clark the Shark. I'm telling you, young person, you don't even remember 9/11. You don't remember Pearl Harbor. You don't fucking remember anything. You go by whatever your liberal, Democrat, socialist teacher teaches you. They teach you that white people are all racist, and maybe they're right. Maybe white people are racist, but you know what? Black people are racist, and so are Hispanic people, and so are Italians. We all are, you guys. I got a dirty little secret for you liberal kids. You're not perfect either. You ain't squeaky clean. And neither am I, Clark the Shark. You don't know shit if you're only 18 years old, but you gotta fucking listen to me right now, Clark the Shark, from the Clark the Shark Show, because I'm fucking telling you about Todd Rundgren and Utopia, the debut album, and I want you to buy it at Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, especially you, young person who was born in like 2003 or 2006 or 2007. You don't know shit. You don't know nothing about life. Dude, I don't fucking care what you've been through. You ain't been through shit like Clark the Shark. And let me tell you, if you want to feel a little better, listen to some Todd Rundgren. Any one of his albums, but in particular, I want you to listen to Utopia. This album and all the other Utopia albums, this debut album will blow your mind. You may or may not disagree. I know that progressive rock and atmospheric, busy rock, a lot of people hate it and they say it's boring and, they'd rather listen to something more digestible. But believe you me, you guys, don't smoke weed, don't do drugs, just drink a lot of Folgers coffee and listen to some fucking Todd Rundgren, every single album, including the albums by the Nas, all the Utopia albums. It's important. And when you buy them, you tell them you heard it on the Clark the Shark Show from the Wolfman Jack on crack himself, right here from the Golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone. And remember my fucking guarantee to you people, if you're not 113% satisfied by the Clark the Shark Show, and you don't think I'm the funniest, wittiest, and most irreverent ever, better than Eminem, better than Hannity, better than Dr. Dre, better than all the fucking rappers, you guys, better than fucking Nipsey Hussle or Snoop Dogg, better than Howard Stern, If you don't agree and fucking think I am, I'll give you 71% of your shark back. I'm sorry, I can't give it all back, you guys. I'm just like one of those crypto people in Malta who has my money on lockdown. One of those crypto companies over in Europe. They're like, sorry, Sharky, we can't give it all back to you. We don't care if you got skin cancer or whatever kind of cancer or bladder cancer or prostate cancer. We don't care, Sharky. We ain't giving you back your crypto. And you know what else? I ain't giving you guys back 100% of your Sharky. I'm only giving you back 68%. There, it just went down. Because you think Mario Lopez is funnier and wittier and more ironic than me, Clark the Shark, and you might be right. He's definitely more better looking. And Dr. Demento is funnier. I fucking admit it, you guys. I can't help it. Come on. I can't be better than everyone. I might be a genius here on the Clark the Shark Show, but I am no Frank Zappa, you guys. No fucking way, not even close. And baby, I am no Todd Rundgren, and I am no Utopia. These guys got a fucking edge on me, you guys. They are way better. My music with the greenhouse effect might be really good, and all of you may love to watch me and listen to me and read about my life story. But let me tell you, Todd Rundgren is more interesting than me, Clark the Shark. And that's fucking hard to do, you guys, because I'm the world's most interesting man. And he's got me beat, you guys. Fuck, I can't help it. And this album here, Todd Rundgren's Utopia, 1974, it's got me beat, baby, with flying colors at the end. You know what when Pete Townsend says, ain't it funny how they all fire the pistol at the wrong end of the race? It's true, you guys. It ain't the start, it ain't the finish. I don't know when it is, but it's always wrong. And it's always right here in the Sharkulation, because it's a Sharkulation, not a simulation, baby. And I control it all. And right now, I'm controlling you. And I'm going to make you buy some Todd Rundgren Utopia, this fucking amazing debut album. At Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. You got to buy it because it's important. It's cheap too. You probably get a lot of good shit by Rundgren for just $8.99 at iTunes, you guys. Fucking buy all his shit. It's amazing. Yeah, I know the money's going to go into the greedy, filthy pockets of Tommy Mottola or David Geffen or one of those fucking clowns. I don't care. If Rundgren can collect a little bit of royalties, just like me, Clark the Shark, come on, you guys, help a musician out and support us. I love it when you buy my music too. But right now, I'm not talking about me, Clark the Shark. I'm talking about Todd Rundgren and Utopia in this amazing album. And I want you to buy it. And remember, you guys, you told him that you heard it from Clark the Shark. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show from the Golden EIB Sharkraphone. It's not a microphone. Hush Bimbo speaks into a microphone, and he's dead. He's down there in hell with Satan right now because he was a fucking greedy Republican. He's for high rent, you guys, $3,000 a month and clogging buildings with people from El Salvador. He doesn't care. He's like, Clark the Shark, let the free market decide. You're just a loser, Clark the Shark. And you know that Mark Levin and Donald Trump would say the same thing. They're like, Clark the Shark, if rent's $5,000 a month, you just got to get 3 jobs and pay for it. I'm like, that's right. I don't want to be a loser. I want to impress Sean Hannity and work 3 fucking jobs so I can pay $5,000 a month rent right here on the Clark the Shark Show. And you know who else likes the $5,000 a month rent? That's right. Your friends at the Democrat Socialist Party. Your so-called buddies who, they supposedly care about everyone. Like Gavin Newsom and his cronies. Yeah, they're no better than Hannity. They like high rent and homeless and 9 people living together like pigs, too, because they like to tax the high rent right here on the Clark the Shark Show. See, baby, you don't just get truth about music. You get truth about life, politics, and everything here on the Clark the Shark Show. And now I'm starting to get fucking pissed off, and my coffee is really kicking in, baby. Forget it, you guys. Forget everything I fucking say. Just buy Todd Rundgren Utopia, this album. You're going to get more truth and meaning out of Todd Rundgren than you will ever get out of me, Clark the Shark. But don't get me wrong. You're going to get plenty of fucking good shit out of me, the Shark. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Buy this album. And remember where you heard it, baby. And I'm out of here. Peace.